So in this video we're going to be discussing those random communications that we get at a demonstration or when you go in for a sit-in. I'm Charlie Kelly and this is Masterclass. So how many of you have been to a demonstration where there is a communicator that comes through and no one knows who it is? No one puts their hand up or the medium can't find where they've got to go. How many occasions has that happened to you within your circle or within your residential course or with friends and family that you're trying to read for? How many times has that happened? And the simple facts behind the random communication is that it is not possible in any stretch of the imagination. If you have an understanding that everyone goes to the spirit world, it's a natural transition, and that any communication can happen because it's all connected, it's all as one, and that God-like consciousness is fully connected, then there should be no reason for a random walk-in. And this is something that would sit very comfortably with my reason. I am a medium that will do communications to order. I have done a video for that where I can't guarantee it, but it's yet to fail, where a client will ask me to communicate with their mum or their dad or their brother or their sister, so on and so forth. I will leave that video in the card. But if you are of the understanding that we're all interconnected in that way, then the only people that can enter the room in the communication is connected to the people that are in front of the medium. So if I am your medium this evening and I have 10 people in front of me, I will have every possible communication linked to each and every one of those people that sit in front of me, in this case 10. So if those 10 people all had exactly 10 people in the spirit world, I would have the potential of 100 communications within that room. I think you understand what I'm trying to say there. And what we do as a medium is we maybe play it safe, or we maybe not describe it or package it correctly enough for the individual to raise their hand and say, that's my communication. Or if the medium goes direct after their evidence and they say, I believe that this is your loved one, and they don't accept that, I believe it's simply because of the way the communication has been packaged. I do not accept that there can be just a random dude just hovering around and sees a medium and thinks I'll jump in and have a communication with an audience that don't know me. For me, that's just not intelligent. The spirit world wouldn't present that communication, that gift of mediumship in that moment to an audience. And therefore, I think it's a little bit of a cop-out when the medium kind of blames that in some way. And I am no stranger to that. I've seen that communication happen many, many times to the demonstrations that I have attended as part of that congregation. So we need to look at the mechanic of that, or the technique. We have to understand that if everyone's loved ones are here with the congregation that are in front of me, in my example it's 10, and all 10 have 10 communicators, in some way we are not packaging that correctly. So my advice to my students would be, repackage what you got there. Maybe you were out on the age a little bit, or maybe you gave the wrong relationship in some way. But quickly go over the information that has been offered and see if you can repackage it in some way for you to re-deliver. And I promise you, every time that the communicator will then be taken, it will be recognised and understood by the loved one that's in the room. I've now got to a point in my own mediumship where I'm confident enough in my own team and in the information that they're giving me that I will not accept that someone is not being claimed. I'm maybe a little bit annoying now, but I would stay on one communicator all night if that meant giving the spirit world the voice of truth on that evening. Because I know that someone isn't putting their hand up if I can't find them directly. I will go over my evidence, I will go over what I believed was right and what I believed I saw, felt and heard. I will repackage it and I will offer it again until that loved one raises their hand, or I can go to them directly for the recognition. So it's quite a simple philosophy. The spirit world are far too clever. They are far far more intelligent than we will ever be able to comprehend. And so I do not believe in any instance throughout my philosophy that they will deliver a random person, a random personality, a random communication for the 10 people I have in front of me. So go over your philosophy, make sure it's fail-safe absolutely everywhere. Understand your mediumship, understand your truth, and you will soon learn very quickly that it may be just a hiccup on a word, or you haven't presented that bit correctly, but that will take a lot of self-work. That will mean that you will have to understand that maybe you got it wrong in places, and that you will have to take that hit. So you will have to address your ego. And again, I have created a video, is it ego or is it spirit, which I will leave in the card for you also. So maybe give that a watch to give you a better understanding of what it is that I am trying to say. So this has been another episode here on Masterclass. I'm Charlie Kelly, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time.